Founder Stories, Mornington Peninsula. The founder stories behind the brands we know and love. Thank you for joining me, Alex.
Thank you.
Well, welcome. You're part and parcel of the Epicurean Group. You work very closely with Leah, and we just had Leah on moments ago. I thought it was just as important to speak to you, and you're growing up on the peninsula. You're also a peninsula boy. You've lived down here all your life.
I have.
And now you find yourself working in hospitality and loving it and creating these amazing memories for people. Just, did you ever see yourself as a peninsula boy, see yourself growing up and being quite in amongst this iconic hospitality group?
Yeah. I think hospitality was not something that I necessarily thought initially that I would go into. I think in ways I just kind of had a little bit of a light bulb moment, randomly one day. And it just happened to be with involving Leah's husband, Craig, who I had met in the scene and spoken to as a young teenager at a venue down here on the peninsula. Because my mum simply wanted to have a birthday party at said venue, and Craig was there, and he was swanning around as he typically does as a hospitality guru. And we left that meeting, we left that venue, and I got in the car with my mum and I said, "Mum, what's that man's job?" She goes, "He's an event manager." And I said, "That's what I want to do."
Even back then?
Back then. So I think I was like 12 or 13
That's amazing.
Years old at that point. And that's really the time that I started making conscious, moves through school, coming out of school to do just that. And that is, just what I'm doing, among other things in hospitality as well, because,
it's
you
never
have
just
to be,
one thing, yes.
you do have to be everything to everyone at times, which is part of it. Something that was very interesting, though, that Leah did mention was, there is this whole thing about going to Melbourne, moving to the Big Smoke, to become, a success, or to, get your teeth in the game, or, any of that kind of thing. But for me, I found through the Epicurean and through the opportunities of Epicurean Group, the multiple venues, working alongside Leah, obviously so closely, Craig as well, that I didn't have to do that, which has kept me down here on the peninsula, which I'm so grateful for. All of my family are down here. I've grown up down here. Peninsula is,
it's in your blood.
It's home.
Quite literally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think the peninsula is more than just a special place, and I think there's more of that reminding that's happening these days, where maybe people are travelling back down from Melbourne, particularly post that time when we do say COVID made us all lock down. We now are looking that this is the destination, not the other way around.
Correct.
Melbourne is no longer the destination; it is the peninsula.
Correct.
So working in amongst these amazing venues, I think. It is just it's an extraordinary story, one of which you obviously have had great success yourself. What's happening next for you, Alex? Where are you going to go? Obviously, you're going to help run the Epicurean Group's empire, if I can call it that. Tell us something else around. This is a Founder Stories podcast. Tell us something else about Alex and in hospitality.
Yeah, I mean, the whole performative element of hospitality is something, again, that rings so true to me. I'm a theatre, I was a theatre kid growing up, did dance, drama, singing, all of that kind of stuff growing up. So what I found in hospitality, not having worked in hospitality until I did, was that kind of performative element.
Yeah.
And I think we all of us in hospitality, find ourselves there for that reason in ways, to perform, to create those kind of memories as well, is something that, I find to be the most special thing.
Yeah.
And especially going through COVID and not being able to do what we do, coming out of that, there was lots of opportunities for a young person in the industry to get out of that industry during that time, because there was no industry. It was decimated. So to go back into it, lots of people thought that was crazy as a young person who could have done really anything at that point. But it is addictive, and you do become addicted to, playing integral parts in people's stories, but also not for the reason of yourself.
Yeah.
You're there as someone to facilitate that. You're there to facilitate someone's, memory. For me, from a weddings perspective, which is my true passion, it's not, I don't do it, I don't perform for myself, I do it for them to facilitate, the most amazing, memories. And you can't take it for granted.
No. People sharing their most special days with you. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's obviously something that you and both Leah are very passionate about. And it comes naturally, I think, to you guys as well. Because every time you walk into the venue, you feel like you're seeing an old friend. Whenever I see you, Alex, I feel like I'm catching up with an old friend. It's lovely.
Yeah.
And you do that for everyone in your venues. So it's not just one. But I think you've nailed it with the fact that the Mornington Peninsula is such a special place. You guys have got such a great idea with all of your hospitality ideas and bringing them to life. And I just really thank you for coming along and sharing a little bit of that today and just complimenting also Leah's story. So thank you, Alex.
Of course. Thanks so much, Sam.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. If only it was gin.